Hello and welcome. Today we are going to explore a topic that often decides whether a project is going to struggle or it's going to thrive. That's project holders. Now imagine project as a movie. You've got actors, you've got director, then you've got audience and you also have critics. Each one of these play a role in the shaping of the movie. Stakeholders are exactly like that. They are the people who may influence your project, may benefit from it, or even sometimes resist that project. Now, let's take an example. Think about a new metro line being built in your city. Now, commuters, they are going to cheer and be happy because their commute is going to get faster. But then nearby residents and shopkeepers may, complain about noise during constructions. So you can see we can have different type of stakeholders, but all of them are important. So by the end of this session, you will exactly understand stakeholder is, and you will also understand they are the secret ingredient for your project success. Now let's break it down and understand who a stakeholder is. A stakeholder is simply anyone being impacted by a project. Now that impact can be direct, like employees who are going to use the new software, or indirect, like a community living near a construction site. Think of it this way. If your project is a pebble that is being dropped in the pond, stakeholders are the ripples that spreads outward. Now let's take an example. When a company is launching a new food delivery app, the delivery staff, restaurant owners, customer, even the traffic police all are the stakeholders here in some way or other. Now, the key point here is stakeholders aren't just the obvious people in a meeting room, they can be hidden, unexpected, and sometimes overlooked. And those overlooked voices can make or break your project. Here is the reality. Projects create both winners and losers. On the positive side, you might see faster travel, better technology, easier work, or even brand new opportunities. For example, when a hospital installs a new medical equipment, both doctors as well as patients benefits from faster and safer treatment. But on the flip side, projects can also bring job losses, noise, pollution, disrupted processes, or even resource conflict. For instance, when a factory expands, it may create more jobs, but it can also increase the pollution for nearby resident. Now, as project managers, your role is like a tightrope walker. You must maintain balance on both sides, celebrate the positives, but never ignore the negatives. Because if you focus only on cheerleaders, critics will eventually bring your project down. So every project will have its cast of characters, and let's meet them one by one. First, we have project manager. This is the person who directs the show, guiding the entire production. Then we have customer. It's the audience who will ultimately use and judge the final product. Then we have project team. Project team is like the actors who build deliverables piece by piece and scene by scene. And then we have sponsors. Sponsor is the one who is funding and approving the project and making sure light stays on. And finally, we have functional manager. This is like the backstage crew controlling resources, ensuring everything runs smoothly. For example, in a software project, project manager will plan the timelines, sponsor will provide the budget, and then team writes the code, and customer uses the app. And functional manager here ensures developer has the right tools to work with. Now, key thing here is each of these role is vital. And if one of these characters fails to play its part, the whole performance suffers. But when they work together, the project becomes a masterpiece. So, what have we learned about stakeholders? One is stakeholders are everywhere. They can be individuals, groups, or sometimes even entire organization or the community. And stakeholders can be negatively or positively impacted. But the golden rule is project only succeeds when stakeholders are understood and managed effectively. Think of it like conducting an orchestra. Each stakeholder is an instrument, some loud, some soft, some are in harmony, and some off keys. Your job as a project manager is to bring them together into a beautiful symphony. Because when stakeholders are heard and valued, they don't just support the project, they can be the champions of its success. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of stakeholders. Remember, every project is a story and stakeholders are the characters who shapes its ending. Some will challenge you, some will inspire you, but all of them matter. For example, when a city builds a park, children celebrate, parents appreciate, but then you have nearby resident who may worry about noise. Managing these voices is what makes a project truly successful. That is all about stakeholders. If you found this helpful, do not forget to like, share, as well as subscribe. Until next time, stay curious and keep building great stories through your projects.